who's ready to see some Japanese maples and rare trees on today's 10 at 10. I'm Corbin.
I'm Brian. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the MrMaple Show. Appreciate y'all tuning in. You guys know what's going on today. We got the 10 at 10 dropping. We always try to bring some cool selections of plants for you guys. We got a nice lineup, man. We were stacking them up here for the video. I'm like, man, we got some nice contrast. We got some nice sets here. Good sizes on all these too. I always say the secret to getting a great size is kind of wait till that late summertime when it's had all that year to grow. You got that spring flush and you have the summer flush. So our maples are looking just primo right now. Kind of starting to get into some early fall color on a lot of our stuff in our greenhouses. It's been a long summer, but we're excited for fall at the farm, man. Things are starting to color up and getting excited about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is like one of my favorite times of the year. You know, near my birthday, there's a lot of fall festivals going on, lots of fairs, and, you know, Thanksgiving's right around the corner, Halloween's right around the corner. Who knows? Might be a follow-up to the Halloween episode this year. I've been trying to think up some ideas and whatnot. If you know that, go check that out. It's an awesome video for MrMaple.
Yeah, guys, so let's jump right into it. Today we got 10 that we're going to highlight out of the 20 that we're going to list today for you guys. We're starting out with a banger, man. This is one of my favorites. I love those broom varieties. We got Acer palmatum Skeeter's broom.
Absolute banger, man. That's what they would say if you was in the UK, man. But yeah, dude, Skeeter's broom, dude, like, we've been talking about this one for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, I feel like.
Yeah.
And finally, it's finally here, man. So if you've been waiting on this one, you've been thinking about it whenever we've been talking about that Elizabeth and some the other red witches brooms, an awesome introduction by Skeeter Rod.
Yeah, beautiful red colors on this. This is going to give you just such a bright red presence in your spring garden and giving you that tight, compact habit. This one kind of stays a very nice, narrow habit as well. So, you know, I love when it get into brooms because they all kind of have their own unique shapes and characteristics, you know. Some of them are like these tight, round balls. Some of them get a little stretched tall, you know, like a Twombly, something like that. Skeeter broom kind of in that realm with like Twombly's or Elizabeth, something like that. But really, really nice foliage on this. Gives you great texture, great color. And then with this fall coming up, man, we're about to get in some scarlet reds on this thing, which really, really brightens up. So, you know, think about it in your garden. You know, if you have like maybe a summer gold or something like that out there, you need something to pair with. I think this would be great for that. Just that nice contrast in color.
Yeah, the brooms are so dope. Just like having that little genetic mutation inside of your own garden. And yeah, sometimes the garden looks more like a laboratory, you know what I'm saying, man? And just got all your nice little specimens you're watching, and I really love how the brooms kind of play between each other, man. Like I was saying, I guess maybe a week or two ago about Elizabeth. You know, Elizabeth, Skeeter's broom, named by Skeeter Rod. One's named after his wife, and this one's named after himself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a pretty good pairing for sure, to see all those kind of differences in the brooms. And like you said, man, like if you look into stuff like Hime Shoujo, bro, where you get kind of this dense ball shape, and you'll see there's a lot more genetic variety on those leaves. This one kind of has, you know, you might see that short and center node every once in a while, but it's just got that tight, dense approach to it. Love this tree.
Yeah, I think it's cool. You know, as a collector, you know, I think I was just sitting here thinking about, man, you know, you could do a whole broom collection and have quite an, you know, extravagant array of variety of color and texture. So, you know, if you're into kind of those brooms and you're a collector, man, start your little broom collection and get you a Skeeter's broom.
Man, guys, next up, got a little bit of a double whammy. We got Acer palmatum Japanese Sunrise. But guys, guess what? If you turn it like this, got yourself a Japanese sunset too, man.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't get better than this, guys. This is an awesome coral bark variety for you. We're just messing with you guys. But it does kind of play into some of the characteristics that this tree has for sure. I love the fact that you kind of get some two tones on that bark. Your sun-facing side is going to be a little bit brighter, kind of reds and pinks and oranges, and then the back side is going to be more of your like yellows, some lime greens, things like that. So you get a nice multicolor effect on this particular coral bark. And you kind of get that in the fall as well. You get like yellows that you normally think with like Sangokaku, but I've seen this get some nice bright oranges in it as well.
Man, I love just all of the coral bark varieties. I really think that they just evoke a certain type of emotion in the garden. There's also ways that you can actually prune this to kind of enhance that coral bark. We actually have a video with Plant Man. You guys can go check out, just look up how to prune coral bark video.
Bihu, I believe it was.
Yes,
yeah, really, he's got a stunning specimen of that.
But Japanese sunrise, man, no slouch in the garden. Yeah, that double tone effect, man, it's going to play really nice. It's going to kind of, you got to think of it as like an alley-oop to other things. Maybe something like that Skeeter's broom we were just showing here a little bit ago, man.
Absolutely, yeah, that'd be a nice pairing for sure. Yeah, I love just that like fresh feeling that you get from like coral bark varieties. That foliage is always just so bright, chartreuse green coming out over that coral bark, especially in that springtime. It just kind of gets you excited about what the potential is for the seasons. And, you know, like with it being a coral bark, you add that extra season where a lot of Japanese maples, once the leaves drop, you're kind of just left with, you know, the shape. But this one gives you also that bark interest, which is always kind of a great feature when it comes to the coral bark varieties. Japanese sunrise, not one that you don't see around really that often, more common like your Sangokakus, things like that. So definitely if you're needing a coral bark variety and you want something that's a little bit different, pick you up a Japanese sunrise.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, here we go. We got another nice Japanese maple for you on the lineup. We got Acer palmatum Julia. Now, this may be one you may not be familiar with. This is kind of a newer introduction. You don't see it out there that much. This is going to be in that reticulated world, giving you some nice reticulation, and I love those kind of reticulated Japanese maples. They have such a bold presence, especially in spring.
Yeah, springtime, this is going to give you some those really nice creams on greens with some nice dark veining on the leaf.
Yeah.
It's going to be looking spectacular. I love the reticulated varieties. If you don't know what that is, maybe this is your first time watching. Maybe, you know, you skipped over that one in some of the videos we make, but reticulated just means that you can see kind of that veining inside of the leaf, which you'll probably be seeing some pictures of right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is interesting when you get into the reticulated world. It's almost like having x-ray vision on a plant where you can see through the layers of the leaf. You start to see the veining and just how that leaf is constructed. It almost just allows you to see into the plant. I love that about it. And this one's interesting. It gives you a little bit deeper divided lobes, kind of almost that Matsumura style leaf to a reticulated type, which is interesting on that. And the other parts too is this goes more your yellows and oranges in the fall. A lot of those reticulated types can go reds, pinks like that in the fall. So if you're needing contrast and color and maybe just a little bit texture difference and you're into the reticulated types, I think that's what Julia brings to it.
All right, man. On the count of three, man, you say what you would pair this with, bro. All right. 1, 2, 3. Purple Ghost. What were you going to say, bro? Come on, man.
I was going to say Summer Gold because that's like Tim's, like, you know, I like to throw back to Tim with the Summer Gold because it's like with everything. It's, you know, a nice bright color next to this really makes it pop. But I think Purple Ghost is great, reticulated type. I mean, as far as, you know, when you get into that world, I mean, the Ghost series is so popular for that reason. And I think, you know, if you got that Ghost series and you don't have Julia, you're kind of like, I feel like I'm missing out on something, right?
I mean, honestly, dude. And you know what I love about gardening? Bro, you had a different answer than me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
It's not just one, you know, the old adage, and this might be a little graphic, but there's more than one way to skin a cat, man. You know, and like, that's what's the beauty about the garden, man. It's like Brian has his opinion on what would go good with it. I have mine. I love that striking purple that you get, like contrasting with this kind of cream with those heavy kind of greens in there.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be playing well. I think the fall colors would work really nice together too. Yeah, Julia. You know, I got a Julie in my life. You know, that's, you know, my girlfriend's mom's name. Might go in there, scratch the A off, put a little E on there. It's like, I got this tree for you. But, guys, that's just a little quick little spiel about Julia. All right, guys, we got an awesome bald cypress. We got the Shawnee Brave, guys. So if you're feeling brave, check out MrMaple.com today. Get a nice tree for the garden, because this is gonna have that nice kind of monumental appearance, man, in the garden. It's a nice columnar variety. Puts on a lot of growth very quickly if you're, you know, looking for something to put on some height. And this is also going to work really good for some wet patches in the garden too.
Yeah, I love the bald cypress, man, and they get out there so quick. This is going to be a bigger variety, but it's going to stay narrow, so you can fit this in a lot of smaller spaces where you normally couldn't fit something that would get as big as a standard bald cypress. But deciduous conifers to me are kind of a unique thing in my mind. They always stand out a little bit because you get that like fall color too. You get this nice kind of bronze orange color when this thing goes into fall, and then drops its needles. And then with this like narrow shape to it, I think it would be nice to kind of just play off of that vertical interest that it can provide in your garden. I've kind of been in that point for my garden. I'm looking for things that kind of draw the eye upward. And the texture on this too, it's like really, really fine leaf on there. So the texture is really, really nice. Man, there's a lot of things to love about Shawnee Brave.
Yeah, man, I just see like a lot of cool stuff on the internet about cypresses, whether that be, you know, and I know this ain't on the internet, but talking to one of my old wood carving buddies who, you know, he's been around the block a couple of times, man. He lived in Savannah for a little bit. He's talking about how awesome, I guess, the wood grain inside of the cypresses are. And then it's like, I get to see people online kind of doing like a terrarium. I sent this video to Brian not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's like this dude doing like an aquascape in his house, you know, which I've never grown one of these inside before, right. But it was just a cool concept, and maybe you could kind of replicate something like that out in a pond. But he just aquascaped like 4 nice bald cypresses in the pond, had a little fish swimming underneath of it.
Right.
And like that, these definitely evoke kind of like that watery feel. Like, you know, if you drive down south enough and you're close enough to kind of the ocean, dude, in those swamps, man, you just see like those awesome bald cypresses just chilling out just in the middle of the water.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, man. It is, man. It is really cool how water kind of plays into that effect, you know, and these can grow so well in nearly literally like standing water, a lot of these trees. We used to have this park where I lived back in Oklahoma that had a creek running through, and they had bald cypresses planted all up and down by that creek, and they were just massive, man. They have such a stoic presence out in the garden, and I can just see this big pillar. You know, I can just imagine in my mind a big pillar of the Shawnee Brave out there. Really bringing some fun, you know, texture, color, and contrast in your garden. I mean, the leaf on this is so fine, it just gives it kind of a feathery feel to it.
I mean, it definitely looks a lot different leaf style than I feel like most of those bald cypresses, right. For sure. It's very beautiful, and like you said, that fall color is going to be amazing. It's going to play with some of those reds in the garden, and the bark interest is dope too. Guys, do not miss out on Shawnee Brave.
Shawnee Brave. All right, guys, we got another really exciting tree right here. You guys ready for this, man? I'm bringing the heat today. We got a cultivar that really doesn't come around too often here, especially at MrMaple. This is one that I've been hyping up for years now. Everybody, you got to get ready for this thing. We got Acer palmatum Naniwa Benny.
Oh yeah,
the crowd goes wild, right? Everybody's going crazy. This is definitely one that I think everybody who's, especially if you're into that collecting in the maple world, this was one to get excited about. I'm going to go off on this for just a second, because I remember coming to MrMaple when I moved out here to come to work for them, and I was out in the greenhouses trying to help Matt and Tim get some pictures on things, and I stumbled onto a set of Naniwa Benny. I had never heard of it at the time, and I was just so blown away, man. This thing has some crazy, crazy spring colors. You kind of think of this in that like same realm with like some of the like corallinum types, or you get into like something similar to like Mila is kind of what I try to relate this to in my mind. Matt the other day kept talking about the special trio of, we got Naniwa Benny, Mila, and Marmalade. The trio, man, like think about those colors really playing off of each other. But Naniwa Benny, this is one that I've got in my garden. I really love that bright color. You get these nice kind of purplish reds with this yellowing eye and veining to it. I mean, absolutely stunning Japanese maple for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at this picture right here that I'm showing on the screen, and just seeing like that kind of. I love whenever you can look at a leaf, man, and it's like you can't necessarily tell what color it is because like there's so much color, there's so much stuff going on, and I mean, I was just kind of blown away by that, the beauty of that, and I just love that. I slowly become more and more impressed by that spring kind of flash, you know, like you're talking about with that marmalade. Even like seeing like Akane in Japan, man, and just like I'm like, wow, like how can a tree have so many colors in it in like just the springtime? Like it's beautiful, man. It really is. And it's just like getting like little flashes of that during the summertime with those new growth is always nice. And then seeing that during the fall time is going to be amazing again.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Like with spring interest maples, for me, I always felt like it's how you set the tone for the year in your garden. You know, it's like if you really focus on your spring interest, you can just kind of electrify everything in your landscape. And I think Naniwa Benny takes it to the next level. Like I used to talk with, shout out to MJ. We used to talk about this one all the time because it was like, man, he's wanting it. You know, I had this in my collection. He was wanting one. Finally, he was able to get one. But we're always kind of sharing pictures like, man, what's your Naniwa Benny doing right now? Because even this time of the year, guys, you're getting some nice pops of color of that summer new growth over top. And then we're fixing to go into that fall show. I'm excited about this cultivar, guys. This is one that does not come around very often. And I definitely say if you see this come up, pick one of these up. We got some excellent 1 gallon sizes. These I was looking through the set. They're all about this size. Great looking.
Yeah, pretty good size set too. And honestly,
so we got some good numbers on these. We wanted to bring something really, really exciting for you guys, and Naniwa Benny will not disappoint.
Man, this one is pretty tall, pretty skinny, man. I think I would name this one Acer Palmatum columnar, man. It's pretty columnar.
Man, that's a great name. That's a great name, man. I love the narrow growing varieties. This is definitely one I think can be utilized in so many different ways in a garden, providing some great vertical interest. We talk about that a lot here on the channel, but it's so true, man. It draws your eye upward and gives you a nice presence there in your garden that I think some trees don't really create, you know, giving you that narrower shape like that. Great addition to our lineup today.
Yeah, man. These trees always give me like ideas in the garden. I feel like they allow you to do a lot of things that certain other trees wouldn't allow you to do. You know, Twombly's is a great tree because, you know, it gives you that red. This one is going to give you that lively feel, you know, and that Japanese culture, they like the flash too, man. You know, that's kind of an acquired taste, but it's like the greens row is like a classic. Like, you'll never go wrong with a green, dude. You never go wrong with a red, and it's just like to have one that gives you the ability to put out a small footprint in the garden. It's not going to take up too much space, but it's going to give you everything you love about Japanese maples.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, the fall color on this one too is really extraordinary. It's kind of this bright orange, sometimes like this little like pink hue to the orange. So it's really, really nice. And when the sun's kind of shining through that, it really brightens up. Now this thing gets out there. This thing can get 15 feet tall in 10 years. So you can get over a foot of growth on this. And if you just think about, I get excited about fall this time of the year, but I can just imagine in my mind that giant pillar out there just lighting up golden oranges out there. I just love the idea of this tree for sure.
Yeah, I mean, work with that depth in the garden, dude. You know, it's like for video making and animation, sometimes I think about that kind of parallax effect, man, where it's like things that are closer to you are going to be moving, I think, a little bit slower, and those things in the back are moving a lot faster just because of like that radial speed. I guess I don't remember the technical terms. All right, I'm just a video editor here, but I think that you create that depth in the garden. You put this further back, and then you put things like, your Skeeter's broom up close. You put that kind of Japanese sunrise and build like these layers to the garden where you kind of have this smooth transition like up into, that vertical interest in the garden. I think this is going to give you some nice interest. I know that Tim was talking about how Yutaka Tanaka at Tsukasa Maples kind of prunes his, Tsukasa silhouettes. It's just similar cultivar to this, but I believe he was saying if you cut like that secondary summer flush out, you're gonna kind of get this really nice shape. I like to see, like, I saw some conifer trees in Japan. They look like conifers, dude.
Right,
like they just have this beautiful conical tree shape, and it was just through like meticulous pruning. But I really think that something like this would kind of just benefit from that,
Definitely.
Working on those kind of stair-stepping branches up through the tree would just be so beautiful. And then to get that fall color over top of them, man, I mean, can't beat it.
Some really nice sizes here too, guys. These are staked up tall and ready for your landscape.
Oh yeah. Guys, get ready to take some baby aspirin, because this tree will make your heart skip a beat. And wait, what does the teleprompter say? I can't read that, never mind. But guys, Acer palmatum, heartbeat.
Another awesome red lace leaf for you guys here. This one comes out with kind of a brighter, picked up red color in the spring, giving it some really exciting spring interest for a lace leaf Japanese maple. I love that like finely dissected leaf you get on these lace leaves. Real serrated edges on this. The texture is always crazy when it comes to lace leaves. I love that you can take what you think of as a palmatum leaf and just like continuously dissect it down further and further until you get this super fine dissected lace leaf. Heartbeat really does provide that great texture.
Yeah, man, this one, I don't like, the name just kind of reminds me of like some like 90s R&B or something like that, man. Like I'm thinking of some guy sliding around in the rain, bro. They're always holding the phones, man. They got the silk shirt on, bro. If that's something you want in your garden, man, Heartbeat is an awesome one. It's going to come out with a bang in that springtime, man. It's going to look like those beautiful kind of cherry pinks and reds, and then moving into more of like this green color with kind of like that blushing on the edges that I love. Like, it's so crazy how like certain things on other maples may not be interesting, but then you put them like on a lace leaf, dude, and it's like with the sheer amount of leaves and the tight denseness, like it just causes this like layering effect that like just really is like so beautiful. And I mean, I love lace leaves.
Yeah,
they're so
the
dope.
bounding kind of cascading habit that they create is really, really fun. Great shapes for your garden landscape. This one's going to stay smaller too. This is only about 3 to 4 foot in 10 years in that height. So, I mean, a little bit smaller than some of your larger size, like Tamukiyama or something like, some of those larger sizes like that. This can fit in a lot of great spaces in your garden. And I think this would be great for container gardening, man. I was sitting here thinking about maybe I need a nice lace leaf in a container somewhere out in my garden, get a nice contrasting pot for it, set it out there in the landscape. That's always fun to play around with container gardening.
Yeah, man. I that's all I do is container gardening, man. So it's like anything that kind of will pull your eye in that kind of sense, even as a small little tree. I think that's awesome. And I mean, it's just so amazing how versatile maples are. And then, you work so hard for them, and then you get some amazing fall color too, bro. Don't miss out on Heartbeat right here.
Yeah, so if you have a Heartbeat, you might want to pick one up. All right, guys, got another nice Japanese maple for you here on the lineup. We got Acer palmatum La Diabla.
Yeah, man. I mean, this tree, very awesome. Spring interest variety. It's a fairly quick grower whenever it's young too, man. These trees, I feel like I've kind of watched them grow as they've been at the nursery, kind of getting ready to be put out as a set, man. And like they have a really nice dense kind of habit to them. They're give you some really nice summer new growth with those kind of yellows and oranges. And I like the name too, I'll be honest. I like kind of reminds me maybe like some Eagle Song or something like that, man. But super dope.
Yeah, this is a really nice kind of spring interest Japanese maple. You get some beautiful shades of orange, almost kind of like this yellow orange, and when it first leaves out, in the spring. I was sitting there looking through the pictures, and we both noticed very reminiscent of like Golden Falls kind of. It has like a lighter orange leaf and with a little bit darker border to it, kind of like what you can expect on like Golden Falls, but this is going to be an upright, pretty strong grower. You can expect a foot of growth of this a year. So, 10 feet in 10 years. Definitely create a really nice shape, especially early on. These are quite vigorous in their young age. Like all the sets that we have at the farm definitely show a lot of vigor in their young age. Strong grower for your landscape and heat tolerant as well.
Yeah, I mean, trees like this are definitely really dope during the springtime. I would like I lean towards maybe doing some bonsai with how like kind of much density it has. The leaf could be a little bit smaller, but I mean, you just do some manipulation, you get that nice leaf shape on there and kind of that vigorous growth. I think this kind of fits in that in that kind of Deciduous, Katsura, in between category that I think would lend well to being pretty good bonsai. And I'm looking at the one that I had. I was checking out underneath the little geodisc. Got some pretty nice root flare on there too, dude. Some nice healthy roots. These trees look amazing, and you should definitely pick one up.
All right, guys, we got another really cool plant for you. I love the ginkgo bilobas, man. They're such cool plants. Been around forever. We got ginkgo biloba Folkert Select.
Bro, I was just like, how can we do like a ginkgo dance, bro?
Is it a ginkgo dance? I don't know.
All right, submissions down below, man. Videotape yourself doing the ginkgo dance, bro. Send it in. We'll check it out.
We'll check it out. We'll see if it's up to par with what our standards for ginkgo dances. I'm not sure exactly what that measure is, but today we got a cool one for you, man. This thing is really unique based on the leaf shape. This has got a really small leaf, kind of like thick, very almost like leathery feeling to that texture. So it plays a little bit different in that ginkgo world where you get a smaller leaf and the shape is a little bit different too than your standard ginkgo.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a really quick grower too, man. Putting on, some pretty big high. I think 15 foot in 10 years.
Yeah.
So don't be worried about this size because it's pretty much gonna double in growth in the next year. That leaf texture is really nice, man. That's like one of my favorite things about ginkgos. Anytime I see one, dude, I have to touch the lobes, man. I don't know if that's weird or not, man, but this one has, dude, I'm pretty much blind, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I can see up close, but, dude, at nighttime, sometimes I have to, like, touch the trees, bro. I feel like, I'm, like, reading the leaves, man. Like, I'll be walking around Asheville, man, and it's like, you touch a ginkgo leaf, man, like, you're gonna know that's a ginkgo leaf, and, it's super beautiful, the texture that this creates. Have it next to that column there, dude. Like, you're going to be getting those kind of oranges during the fall with that color. And then these are going to be similar sizes, honestly. Then you're going to get some nice yellow. So playing in between like that yellow, that orange, and then if you have that Skeeter's broom in the front, getting that red, dude, and having that all kind of set up as like layers through the garden. Hey, that's a cheat code right there, man. That's a garden cheat code.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love what ginkgos bring to the landscape. We're always excited to be able to offer these for you guys. We got some good size 1 gallons. These are staked up. So definitely if you kind of been like on the fence about getting a ginkgo, like I feel like every garden should have at least 1 ginkgo in your collection. I know it took me a while to get a ginkgo in my collection. I've got a nice troll and a big pot out in my garden. I love the dwarf ginkgos. But if you got some space and you need something that's going to get out there quick, this is definitely the right cultivar for you. Plus it gives you those smaller, kind of thicker leaves, so it's going to look a little bit different than your standard larger ginkgos out there. And then that fall color, which is just around the corner. These things always are consistently bright yellow. I don't know if Tim might take it over the ginkgo dance and say that it's really the yellow dance because it goes yellow in the fall. But I don't think we're going to let him win that. You guys enter in your submissions for the ginkgo dance.
But what about the people that it might be too cold to grow like those regular ginkgos, man?
That's true, man. This thing can get out there in that northern climate. We're talking zones 3 through 9. Can you believe that, guys? This thing can handle those cold climates. So if you're needing a beautiful tree for that, definitely one to pick up today.
Hey man, if it was good enough for Volker to select, man, it's probably good enough for you too.
I agree.
Guys,
Woo!
one of my favorite trees,
One of my favorite trees.
one of his favorite trees, you know, an awesome introduction. You got black lace, man.
Yeah, man, I get excited when I see this on the lineup. Me and Corbin, we're talking about this tree all the time. Sometimes we're like, man, is this tree really living up to this hype that we're creating on it? I think it is, man. I think this is one of the best kind of newer red upright Japanese maples out there on the market right now. It gets me excited because you get some crazy dark tones that you normally don't get on some of those uprights. Plus, you get that Matsumura style leaf, very serrated edges on it, so it like takes that texture to the next level. I love this tree for so many different reasons. We're always talking about pairings with this. It's so much fun to get this in the landscape and just kind of see how you can play off the colors and textures.
Dude, like I know I in a podcast I recorded with Sean, man, I was talking about like the importance of something like Hot Blonde into the introduction into the nursery trade. I feel like the same way about this tree. I feel like you'll slowly start seeing them around, just around in gardens, man. And like, that kind of makes me sad because I'm like, I want to be one of the only people to have this thing in my garden, man. But, you know, when it's this good, you got to share it around with people so they can enjoy it too, man. And I think like this is just one that's going to kind of change the game up, man. Like, yeah. Everybody loves that classic red, and this is just kind of like that modern take on it with just how black it can get, man. And these grow pretty quick. I know these are in a pretty nice size. I wouldn't put it past these trees to be in that, need to be potted up to like a 7-gallon, like within the next year or the next 2 years, dude.
No, you're right, man. These definitely get out there pretty quick. I've definitely shown some really great growth habit on the one that I have in my garden. I have it in full sun here in western North Carolina, putting on some great growth. I probably have over a foot of growth on mine this year, so it's really taken off. And I love how like this tree's always kind of changing too, because when it leaves out, you get that very kind of traditional red, that crazy red color that you love in your uprights. And then as like you get into as the sun starts to heat up, it starts to darken and darken, and gets darker in that texture. It's just wild. You get some great summer new growth. I was kind of flashing you guys with that summer new growth right now, bright reds. And then we're going into the scarlet fall on this thing. I mean, this thing just has so many qualities that I love, and I think it's an important piece to your landscape for sure. We got some great sizes, 2-gallon sizes of these black lace. Guys, we love offering these bigger sizes for you guys. So definitely pick these up today. Man, we hope you had fun hanging out with us. We're in here at the garden, just hanging out, talking about our favorite plants. Good to be hanging out with everybody today.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like we get paid to come out here, talk about trees, man. Hang out with my boy, man, my homie Brian. Hang out with you guys, because, yeah, I mean, it's just awesome. There's so many supportive people in the comments, dude, and like it really is like anytime I see a comment like, man, Brian and Corbin are awesome. I mean, that just kind of, you know, gets me going for the rest of the day, dude.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man. You guys' support means a lot to us. I mean, it takes a lot for us to just kind of get out there every day. It's like, man, let's scour those greenhouses, find the coolest plants we got, try to get them out there available so you can get them into your gardens. That's what the fun part is. It's like, you know, we could talk about them all day, but once you start getting into the garden and start planning and kind of plotting your landscape and design, that's what I get into. And a lot of these plants, just the idea of them really gets me excited. And then once you start utilizing them in your landscape, you start seeing it come together, and it's like everything you've been working for, everything you've been thinking about and planning starts to come together. It's a great feeling.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it's really awesome. It's like so cool how, you know, it's like made a friend with you whenever I first started working here.
Yeah.
But then it's like you run into all these amazing people like throughout your time, and like you just kind of take little bits and pieces of these people as you go on, man, and like sharing your garden with other people who just enjoy that. Even people who don't enjoy gardening, they find beauty in these things, and that's what it's really all about, man. And I love this community, man, and yeah, I'm happy we get to do this and bring 10 awesome trees to y'all today on Thursday. And yeah, just remember, take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.